I'd like to introduce you folks to a wonderful girl that has been part of our church forever. She's grown up in the church. I've watched her grow, and she's just a wonderful person. She won the scholarship last year, and we gave it again to her, another scholarship this year. And we hope that'll take her to her graduate school and get her out in the industry.
So I am in my last semester of graduate school. I am working on a master's in child life with the ultimate goal of being a child life specialist. A child life specialist is someone who helps families and children navigate hospitalization. So we use play to really just kind of utilize everything and help them understand kind of what's going on in the hospital and help them cope and have a positive experience. And so that's what I'm working on. So I'm in my last semester, I'm working on my thesis, and then I'm heading into an internship. And as I go into internship, it is unpaid, so those will be a little bit challenging. And then I am moving away to Illinois, still don't know how to say it exactly, to Children's Hospital of Illinois to further myself into this career. So the last step really of this process is completing that internship. So I'll be moving away. I won't really have an income during that time, so I'm very appreciative to have the scholarship to help me out. So after that, I will take my certification exams to become a certified child life specialist, and then I'll be looking for jobs in hospital settings or like pediatric offices. But I'll be close to done, hopefully starting a career. So I think kind of going back to being raised within this church, the community that I felt, I think, was the biggest part of my faith experience, was having so much support and love behind me. I think it really shaped me and shaped how I view church and religion. So I hope to kind of move out now into the world and take that sense of community and that loving and caring feeling that I've received from everybody at the church and put that to work in a hospital setting and show people when they're in a really vulnerable time, a really potentially traumatic time, that they have those people behind them that are rooting for them and have faith in them and just are really big advocates and supporters.
I started out at CUMC, and I think with like the choir school, or maybe when I was around in 5th grade or so, and I think the main thing that I was involved in was the music program with the handbell choir a while back, and then also the youth group especially. And I think for me, that was probably the most meaningful aspect that CUMC had, was that community of people that I would never have met if it wasn't for the youth group, and including like the Sunday school meetings as well. It's the same, like similar group of people, right? One of the things that I liked the most were the mission trips that we would go on, and I think that really shaped like how I like my faith and like my faith journey. That had probably the biggest influence in that. It's important to be empathetic to people and help people out regardless of who they are. And so I am studying computer science at UCSD, UC San Diego, and the scholarship is going towards my summer session classes that I just finished up about a month and a half ago. And what else? And right now I've been just transitioning from working part-time to working full-time at a real estate startup where we list properties online for a flat fee. And so and what's kind of cool too is that the connection that I got that job was actually through CUMC as well, in a way, because originally in high school I was working for Scott Taylor, and it was his twin brother who had the connection with the founder of the company that I'm at now. And so that's kind of how that all worked out. Yeah.
So at this time, we're very pleased on the foundation to award David Graham a scholarship, which is used for college or trade school or advanced degrees, whatever the purpose might be to enhance their education. It's awarded based on scholastic achievement as well as participation in church activities. And we're very pleased to award this scholarship to you, and much success. And I'm very happy to hear that you've got a career already starting right after school here. That's excellent news.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
You bet. Congratulations.
I am a full-time freelance producer director for television and broadcast all over Los Angeles. I do some editing as well, but mostly broadcast live directing. So I actually direct for the LA Galaxy, the LA Chargers teams at the stadium at what used to be SubHub Center, now has some very long name. I went to Chapman, graduated in 2018 with my then boyfriend, now fiance. He studied film as well. And so we kind of entered the scene together and now own a business together, the two of us, doing what we do. I got hired when I was 18 at Disney. I got hired when I was 19 at Fox. I've kind of worked my way learning about the industry and all things employment and everything through those two streams. I no longer work for Fox, but I do still work for Disney. You know, I think that God gives each of us talents and wonderful things that we're all good at, and I think He wants us to use them for His glory and whatever that means. So a lot of what I used to do was esports and a lot of video game stuff, and I just kind of started feeling like, I don't know if it's glorifying God to be showing so much violence all the time. So I kind of steered myself away from that even, just because it just didn't feel like what God wanted me to do with my own talents. Looking forward, I'm talking for a long time, but someday the big dream is, like I said, I'd like to be a mom. I'd like to have family. Michael and I are getting married in the next year or so, but not quickly wanting to have a family, but someday. But really my eventual dream is to do children's programming. So I love to come up with ideas. I'm a very creative person, but I have a lot of ideas for children's shows. And that comes a lot from my stuff with Disney character performing. There were so many times when I was involved talking with children who were dying, who were Make-A-Wish kids. I would go and visit the hospital in character as a princess. And, you know, try and make their day a little bit better. I learned so much about how to comfort children in that way that I'd really love to use to, you know, educate children of that age group with television and what I'm really good at. When COVID hit in about March, things were really, really slow for both Michael and I. And I really was worried about what was going to happen if this went on for much longer than what we were anticipating. I really, from the get-go, was like, well, there's no way we're going to open back up until there's an actual vaccine, which is far away. So we were trying to think long-term. Michael thought about changing his emphasis and pivoting as well. And so for me, it was really like, well, what else am I interested in? What else am I good at? I thought, you know, I would really love an opportunity to be interested in real estate, invested somehow in that situation. My grandmother was a real estate agent. And so I thought, God, if it's meant to be, just help me find a way. And then I heard about the foundation scholarship. And I thought, you know what? If this is meant to be, it's meant to be. I'm going to leave it up to God. If I apply for this and they say yes and pay for me to go to school, I'm going to do it. I'm going to have it in my back pocket. I'm going to once again be so indebted and thankful to the church for doing something so amazing to help my life. And it'll just be God saying, yeah, Nikki, this is what I want you to do. And so when I got the scholarship, I was just absolutely thrilled that, okay, God's making some changes in my life or showing me one thing or another that He wants me to do. And so I was just so incredibly thankful.
It's a real pleasure and a joy to be able to offer scholarships this year. This has been kind of a topsy-turvy year for everybody, including the market. And it wasn't clear earlier in the year that we would have anything available for grants and scholarships. But the funds have turned positive, and it has allowed us to offer 3 scholarships this year to Nikki and to Hannah Wagner and David Graham. And so it is with great pleasure that we are providing the scholarships this year, and hope that these will be very useful in your pursuit of whatever educational opportunities you want to pursue. We usually have these available for kids going into college or into grad school or trade school, but they're really available for anyone pursuing an educational improvement. And that's perfect for what you're doing, Nikki. So congratulations to you and to David and to Hannah.